Two AI giants, Claude and ElevenLabs, stand at the cutting edge of intelligence and creativity. Which one really delivers? On the left, Claude, your intelligent and safe AI collaborator. On the right, ElevenLabs, ultra-realistic voice AI for creators and brands. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, from core capabilities to pricing, speech, and security. And at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect. All right, here's the game plan. We're going to compare on a bunch of categories. What are they? Let me break it down. Core use case, pricing, speech and audio, multilingual and dubbing, integration and API, privacy and security, and finally, user experience. So yeah, pretty thorough. Ready? Let's jump into it. First up, let's talk about core use case, because obviously, you want to know what these actually do best. So Claude is basically your super smart AI colleague. It totally crushes at conversation, writing drafts, research, code, and honestly, its safety and the way it remembers context, chef's kiss. But here's the thing, it doesn't come with any built-in voice features or media stuff. Now, ElevenLabs is totally different, and this is wild. It's like the king of AI voices and text-to-speech. Want to clone your own voice? Or have a robot sound basically human? ElevenLabs nails it. It's the standard for creators needing that ultra-realistic speech. But, and yeah, it's a big but, it's not made for general reasoning or epic text generation like Claude. So they're kind of complementary. In terms of who wins here, honestly, it's a tie. Both absolutely ace their core missions, just in totally separate lanes. Okay, let's talk money, because you know what? Pricing always matters, especially in 2025 when literally everything is a subscription. Claude, in my experience, gives you this generous free tier for text apps, which is honestly super rare these days. But if you want all the bells and whistles, yeah, you'll end up looking at paid plans. Now, ElevenLabs also has a free option for light text-to-speech stuff. You can scale up for studio or enterprise needs, so no worries if you go big. But fair warning, those credits disappear seriously fast on larger projects, and unused credits, poof, they're gone. So, for real value and flexibility, Claude actually wins this round. Next up, speech and audio. This one's going to ElevenLabs, like, obviously. Claude is honestly amazing with words, but when it comes to audio, it's, pretty much silent. No built-in speech, no TTS, nada. You can definitely use Claude to generate great copy for other TTS tools, but on its own, nope. ElevenLabs, though, this is where it really flexes. You can create voices that sound scary human, clone your voice instantly, and even dub stuff in tons of languages, keeping the style and emotion. Of course, it's not 100% perfect. You still get the occasional audio glitch or failed export, and tuning pronunciation? Kinda tricky sometimes. But all that said, if you're making something people listen to, ElevenLabs is the total winner here. Oh, here's something cool before we go on. Did you know ElevenLabs' AI voices are actually used, like, everywhere? Millions of videos, audiobooks, and apps every month. And get this, Claude is running the brains for newsrooms, analysts, and even writing code behind the scenes. It's kind of wild how these two AIs have different superpowers. Let's slide into multilingual and dubbing, because you know everyone's thinking global now. So, Claude is surprisingly good at reading and writing in a bunch of languages. Easy peasy for text, but, and it's a big pause here, no audio, dubbing, or hands-off style swaps. ElevenLabs, though, is kind of a dubbing machine. They support more than 30 languages and accents, and it can even detect multiple speakers automatically and keep their voices separate when dubbing. That's huge for creators spreading content worldwide. The only catch? Translations are priced by character. So overall, ElevenLabs is the clear winner in this multilingual showdown. All right, on to integration and API. Let's be real, if you want to automate stuff or plug these AI brains into your workflow, this matters. Claude lets you tap into its API for any text-based job, like writing, summarizing, coding. It's awesome for back-end automations. But yeah, zero direct media or file output. ElevenLabs takes APIs a step further. You can slap those voices right into chatbots, call center AIs, narrator apps, whatever. There are even built-in connectors for VAPI and other enterprise tools. The only hiccup is, if you want to do fancy back-end logic and controls, it gets, well, kind of complicated. Still, in terms of reach and plug-and-play flexibility, ElevenLabs wins this category. Now, switching gears to privacy and security, which, let's face it, is super important for, everyone. Claude has this pretty solid reputation for keeping things safe and aligned to good AI ethics. Still, if you're a big corporate customer, you might want even more guarantees. ElevenLabs? Yeah, your voice recordings are private by default. And if you go enterprise, you get all those compliance perks. Just a heads up, if you're a business, definitely check how custom voices are stored. Overall, this category is dead even, so it's a tie. Last but not least, user experience. So here's my honest take. Claude's chat interface is super crisp, and you get cool modes for code or creative writing. But, it just doesn't do media at all. ElevenLabs, though, is genuinely fun to use. Even total beginners can get started, and pros love the UI. People give the support team props too, which is saying something. Advanced controls need a bit of trial and error, but once you figure them out, seriously, it's smooth sailing. For UX, I'm giving ElevenLabs the win. Pop quiz. Can you actually see how the scores stack up? Right now, ElevenLabs kind of outruns Claude in audio, dubbing, and integrations. Claude's holding strong in text and pricing. Overall, though, the radar chart is pretty clear. If your project needs voice, ElevenLabs runs the show. All right, final thoughts. And this is honestly what matters. Claude is, hands down, what you want for next-level writing, research, and pure text creativity. ElevenLabs is the total champ for mind-blowing, realistic AI voices and dubbing. But you know what? The real magic happens when you use both. So if you're a creator, writer, coder, or builder, think about using Claude for the brain and ElevenLabs for the voice. That combo is kinda unbeatable. Liked this epic AI battle? Seriously, save this comparison for your next creative project, or pin it for your team demo. Trust me, these tools are changing the game. Catch you next time.